Greetings, heroes of Arcasia. The three of us are excited to join you today with the next installment of the Lost Ark roadmap. We're going to be sharing a look at our plans for July, August, and September, and touch on some of the big topics that we know you've been interested in that'll be arriving before the end of the year. Before we dive in, as always, I'm Roxx, Senior Product Community Manager on Lost Ark, and I have our Associate Franchise Lead, Matt, here with me, as well as Henry, who, reminder, is the newest producer on the game. Today we're going to talk about some topics from our last team video and article, but we'll also be layering in some additional depth and talking about a lot of content we haven't discussed yet. We're going to talk about some of these things at a higher level, and as we approach the arrival of this content kind of further down the road, we'll dive deeper and talk through, more specific changes in team updates and other pieces of content. We've seen a lot of positive sentiment recently surrounding those little team updates we've been doing, so we definitely want to keep up that level of transparency and keep sharing updates on how things are shaping up as they're in development. So, as always, please keep in mind that some of these names and details of things could shift or change as that development continues, but we'll be sure to keep you informed if they do. That being said, I think we're ready to jump right into July.
Let's do it. We're going to dive a little bit deeper into the July update as it's arriving at the end of this month, and start things off by discussing the new upcoming system for the global audience, Paradise. In case you missed our team update video from a month or two ago, Paradise is going to be an experimental new solo content for our version that will help increase player progression by adding new paths for you to earn a variety of impactful rewards. It will be an easy difficulty so that it's very accessible to all players to balance out the difficulty of raiding, especially with some of the big threats that we're going to be talking about later in the roadmap. At a high level, the goal of this system is twofold: try something a little new and experimental, and to give players an easy method of acquiring rewards on a per character basis to just speed up progression across their whole roster. Yep. Paradise is going to be a new seasonal content with weekly activities that can be completed on each character. It will be season-based content that provides both weekly rewards and seasonal rewards split into 3 distinct activities. It's going to be accessible by characters item level 1580 plus.
The first activity in this content is going to be called Elysian. It's a name change from the last time, and it's a short monster wave defense style content where we're going to be trying to farm various Legacy of Paradise gear pieces. So this is going to be able to be put into new gear slots, so think things like belt, cloak, or other common gear items. These gear pieces will have grades like Rare, Relic, and Ancient grade, and they'll also have special effects that are going to aid you in battle within the Paradise activities. These can also be amplified with better gear drops. So these will increase your power within Paradise for the season, helping with other activities that we're about to talk through. Along with dropping the gear pieces themselves, there will also be drops for materials to upgrade them. There's going to be a lot of specifics for how upgrading will work, and we're going to be releasing a deep dive on the system as we head towards its release. But to quickly kind of sum it up, there's going to be 2 paths to upgrading your Legacy of Paradise gear. 1, Restoration, and 2, Resonance. So Restoration will increase the basic effects provided by the gear, and then Resonance will be used on gear that has a certain restoration level to add powerful bonus effects. So there will be some nuance to this system, and we're pretty excited to see players navigate through it, and then also finding the optimal strategies. So these upgrades will provide some depth to the system, especially when it comes to trying to place on God's Testimony leaderboards. But don't worry, there won't be sinks for gold or materials needed for general progression in Lost Ark. So each wave is going to be very quick, and you can stay in Elysian and clear your weekly waves all at the same time. There will be a few ways to earn additional weekly entry counts to Elysian, and there's also going to be new levels of Paradise that unlock throughout the season, with better drop rates for higher gear. So even if you miss the first few weeks, you're going to be able to catch up quickly to everybody else. So these new stages will open up based on the bosses that you vanquish in God's Testimony. So at the end of the season, your gear is going to be reset before the next season begins.
Cool. Yeah, let's actually talk a little bit about God's Testimony. In God's Testimony, you're going to attempt to 1v1 a boss in a short battle with nearly all of your power coming from that Legacy of Paradise gear. So if you're a support player like me, you don't need to worry about your gear. There's going to be increasingly powerful bosses you can face throughout the season, with several released at the start of the season and more kind of unlocking along the way throughout it as you farm better gear with stronger effects. Each boss will have first-time clear rewards of valuable items, along with weekly leaderboard-based rewards. As your Legacy of Paradise gear can help you kill the bosses as fast as possible, any player is going to be able to challenge and have the potential chance to be atop that weekly leaderboard. These leaderboard ranks are divided by class, so each of your characters will only be competing with players in your region and with the same advanced class. Your weekly rank will also earn you Hell Keys, which are going to let you into the third activity tied to Paradise. Before we dive into that though, I want to quickly note that we also plan on giving out some seasonal rewards as well, so there's going to be a ton of stuff to earn. So before we talk about Hell though, we also wanted to talk about an item that can be earned in God's Testimony, another piece of gear called the Orb. The Orb is a piece of gear that can be equipped in a separate gear slot outside of Paradise content. You can earn an orb by clearing a certain stage of this God's Testimony activity. The power of the orb is going to increase based on the maximum Legacy of Paradise power that the character has reached. It means that a character with high Legacy of Paradise power will have a better orb. When the season ends, that power of the orb is going to be fixed and won't be changed, so users will be able to earn a new orb with special different effects and abilities whenever a new season starts. Should be pretty cool to kind of have that additional power increase.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about Hell, the third activity. You're going to be able to earn Hell Keys from a few sources, including your weekly placement in God's Testimony. While players atop the leaderboard will earn more keys, everyone who clears a boss in God's Testimony will receive at least a few keys. In Hell, there are 100 floors, and your goal is to descend as far as possible. Your key will have both a grade and a rank, and the better those are, the more floors you'll be able to descend in your Hell run. Clearing the floors is going to be easy, kind of like a chaos dungeon. It's more about trying to hit some of those lucky effects and descend as far as possible before your key runs out of those descents. When your key is out of uses, you'll receive rewards based on the grade of the key combined with how far you got. Just think of a table where the rewards get better as you go each way, either a higher grade key or down, and then multiplying those. So some pretty juicy rewards if you're able to max both of those out. Sometimes you'll encounter altars from which you can hope to get rewards or extra boosts to continue moving between the floors. The rewards in Hell can be really, really awesome, with some extremely critical rewards including gold, progression materials, additional Paradise gear, and a ton more. And because there's already a lot of luck involved in this system, you're going to be presented with at least 3 options with the opportunity to earn more at the end of that run, so you can choose between what you need most to progress. We think this type of choice will help balance out that other RNG and let you choose the type of item that you need the most at that time. Overall, this system should help players earn valuable progression items on the characters that they care about and help speed up progression in the West. As these new systems release, we want to emphasize how crucial your feedback is going to be in shaping them in the future. And while these features have been designed specifically for the global audience, we want to make sure that they operate and eventually evolve in ways that truly enhance your Lost Ark experience. So that's everything that we're going to talk through relating to Paradise and those 3 activities today. We're going to be diving a lot deeper into that as it gets closer to arriving. But there's a ton more stuff coming in July. So Matt, you want to talk about what else is coming?
Yeah, so let's first talk about solo gear. So that's going to be arriving in July alongside some of the adjustments to solo mode. So we're going to adjust the solo exchange. We're going to kind of expand it more into the tier 4 range. We're also going to be decreasing the difficulty of solo modes. So right now, solo modes is kind of in an interesting spot. We're seeing that's very easy for the existing player base. But for brand new players to Lost Ark, there can still be a bit of a challenge there for them. So we're going to be adjusting that. And with the return of the Makoko Bootcamp, we're also hoping that solo mode serves as a good tutorial place for newer players. That way they can use it to learn how to play their class, practice their rotations, and then when they have somewhat of a baseline understanding, they can actually use that Makoko status to enter the full raid and kind of continue learning with the help of some of our veteran players.
So with all of that, obviously Makoko Bootcamp is going to be adjusted. So when it returns later this summer with those changes, it's going to be extended to include Aegir Act 1 Hard Mode and Brelshaza Act 2 Normal Mode. For these raids, we plan for the item level cap to be 1689, so players aren't punished for continuing to make progress after reaching their respective item levels for those raids at 1680 and 1670. As always, the event shop is going to have a ton of materials to help with various progression vectors too. We're going to continue to be on the lookout for feedback on the system. I know we have been for a while now, so we really appreciate everything that we've gotten so far, and we're still making those changes. In addition to all of that, though, we also have a number of other just updates we wanted to share since those are on the way this month, so we're going to rapid fire through a few of those right now. So up first, the skin book system is going to be arriving. This is a new menu that combines skin-related content and replaces the existing storage system. It's going to illustrate and manage kind of all of the skins that exist in the game. This system is going to add a ton of convenience related to skins, such as skin crafting, dyeing, and linking to the shop. You can freely wear all the skins in the book, whether or not you actually possess those cosmetics, so that's going to allow you to kind of preview or help plan out your outfits. The skin book is also going to release without the power increase and ranking systems found in other versions of Lost Ark. So we hope this is a helpful tool for expanding your closet, but we don't want you to feel pressured to have to collect every skin in the game.
All right, so next up is the Una's Overhaul, which is going to be arriving this month. So this was a big ask from the Western audience and was directly changed based on your feedback. So thank you very much for all the feedback that you guys gave us. Daily Una's tasks are also going to be improved to help balance the amount of daily and weekly homework activities, in addition to the new Paradise system that we talked about. So daily tasks are actually going to remain, but once the reputation milestones are reached, the tasks will disappear. So daily Una's tasks will then have the rewards move to their weekly quest rewards.
Yeah, it'll make it a lot easier to just, hop through and earn some of those rewards without having to do a bunch of low pangs or various
Sit on
things.
load screens.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna miss
exactly.
that island.
All right, I'm going to rapid fire through a few more. First of all, we got balance patch coming. Both the Korean May and June balance patches are going to be arriving simultaneously in this update. Top of that, the tripod and epic engraving removal is also going to take place to simplify a few of those game systems. And we're going to be adding the bound gem changes from Korea in this update so that you can choose to bind your gems and freely swap between damage and CD. Should help in case you want to make builds or be experimental with some of those new changes coming into the game.
And there's even more than that. So your character profile will also have a variety of UI updates and improvements, such as removing the skin and virtue tab, adding new honor and customizable items in the profile, showing more information related to character's power, and color highlights for accessory options based on its refinement grade, to name just a few of those things in the UI. The improved party finder with a new lounge that has a similar visual style to the wallpaper system will also be coming, so you can see how cool your party looks together as you prepare for whatever activity you're about to do. So on top of all those things we just talked about, there's even more coming, but as always, we'll cover those in the release notes later this month.
All right, let's move into August. Up first, something we know players have been looking forward to. August will feature the next class release for Lost Ark, the Female Paladin. I'm excited to announce that the Western name for the female paladin class is going to be Valkyrie. I know you're looking forward to this class, Matt. You want to talk through what players can expect a little bit from it?
Yeah, absolutely. So while the paladin expresses his divine power through holy books, Valkyrie makes holy swords and holy shields, with her divine power entering the fray directly to attack the enemy and defend her allies. Basically, she has the ability to be supporter-oriented, but depending on the choice of the Ark passes that you choose, she can be either DPS or she can be support. So the DPS configuration will allow you to fight with one-handed sword skills and summon a powerful holy sword through your identity gauge. If you choose to play support though, you can strengthen and protect your allies using shields you create with holy energy to turn the tide of the battle. So arriving alongside the Valkyrie Advanced class will be supporting progression events. So we're kind of still looking into how to tune those events and the rewards that will come with it, but we'll be able to share more information as we head towards the August update. It's also shaping up to be a legendary class, and players will be receiving a gift following that theme.
Nice little tease, Matt. I like that. Alongside that class and all the events coming to support it and help you progress it to endgame stages, we also plan for the mileage shop to arrive in August. If you missed our last written team update, our policy for the mileage shop will be providing 10% of royal crystals spent through the in-game shop as prestige points, which can be exchanged for a variety of really cool rewards in the mileage shop, from special skins to MVP backgrounds. It is important to note that prestige points are not awarded for Steam DLC or MTX items. Think things like things that you purchase for real money through Steam rather than things you're purchasing with royal crystals. And it also won't apply to things purchased with blue crystals, just royal crystals. But we are going to be retroactively applying this to past Royal Crystal expenditures, so no need to worry about missing out. If you've been spending, you'll have all of those points when the system comes, and you'll be able to pick up some really cool stuff right away.
So looking ahead a little bit, the main piece of content arriving in September is going to be an event called Rimeria Assault. So we're going to have abyssal beasts emerging in Shay, and they're going to be threatening to engulf Rimeria in darkness. So you're going to need to defeat them in a special limited time event. So Assault Rimeria has 2 types of content, each available in normal and hard difficulties. There's a 1 to 4 player dungeon, and then also an 8 player raid. There will be a special event shop where you're going to be able to exchange the medals that you earn for a variety of valuable roster-bound items. So in order to challenge the Assault Rimeria, you must complete Rimeria World Quest ongoing mission and then meet the item level requirements per difficulty. So there's going to be a quick guide quest for characters item level 1660 plus who complete the Rimeria content quest. So first there's a very casual 1 to 4 player event dungeon where you'll face the enemy Abyssal Wrath Narhash in a 1-gate fight. So this is a standard dungeon that supports solo or party play where the difficulty scales based on the number of party members. So you're going to earn rewards once per week per character, and this dungeon is not classified as endgame. So upon clearing, you're going to earn event medals, which can be exchanged for various items in the event shop. Normal is available for item level 1660 or above, and then hard mode is going to be 1700 plus.
Yeah. So alongside that event dungeon, there's also a raid requiring 8 players against the Flame of Darkness Tarkal, which is also 1 gate. For this raid, normal is 1680 plus and hard is 1720 plus. This limited time raid allows 1 entry per week per character as well, but it is classified as tier 4 endgame content, sharing entry and bonus reward limits with other endgame raids. Successful parties will earn tier 4 honing materials, tier 4 ancient grade accessories and ability stones, destiny stones, gold, and also some more event medals to spend in that event shop. There's also going to be a special initial clear reward chest and the big juicy gold chest, which is called the Dawn Defender's chest. After defeating Tarkal, a special reward chest, that Dawn Defender's chest, is going to appear with the same rarity for all party members. The chest rarity is random based on the difficulty. Normal can be epic to relic, and hard mode can be legendary to ancient. Each chest has a range of gold that can be in it, all the way up to 500k gold in the top ancient chest. And each player is going to receive a random drop within that range. We're going to be releasing this with the change from Korea that removed the epic rewards from hard mode, so the minimum amount of gold that you can earn from hard mode is 38,000 gold. We're going to share the full dates because it's limited time, and the rewards available as we approach that September update a little bit later in the year.
Yeah, so September's a bit of a ways away, but we also wanted to just touch on some subjects we know the community will be interested in and what we're currently planning to arrive in fall of 2025. This is one I know I'm really excited for because the battle against Kazaros is finally going to commence before the end of the year in an epic raid against the Lord of the Abyss. This is going to have a special difficulty for those looking for a challenge, and it's looking like it's going to be one of the most insane raids ever created.
Absolutely. It's looking really awesome from what we've seen so far.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Anyway, with everything that's planned for the next few months and what's lying just beyond that throughout the rest of the year, we're definitely really excited for the future of the game. Thank you for joining us today for this first look at the second half of 2025, and with so much in store, we have a community question for you. What piece of Arcasia's future are you looking forward to the most? I know for me, as a support player, I'm really looking forward to the release of the Valkyrie class. Like we talked about, it's great you're going to be able to play it DPS or support, but I know I'm going kind of all in on support. What about you guys?
It's hard not to say Kazaros because it's the epic conclusion and there's so much stuff.
Yeah, needless to say, there's a lot on the horizon, so please let us know what your thoughts are in the comments. As always, though, thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you in Arcasia. So up first, the skin book system will be arriving. It's a new menu that... Why are you laughing?
The skin book?
It
just sounds so
it's
weird.
gross.
It sounds like
It's
that,
gross.
what's the
flesh
Evil
tone?
Dead? The book made out of
Fair.
skin.
It's a new menu that combines skin-related content. Now skin-related content sounds gross. You can freely wear all skins in the book. Who wrote it? That's coming in, but we'll cover that in the release. You looked at me.
I can't look
your
at you.
fault.
You're supposed to look at each other when we're talking.
Don't look at me.
This is your fault, I mean.
Okay, some improvements coming, so we'll cover those in the release notes later this month. That was intended. That
Yes,
was an
it
attack.